مساء الخير يا شباب. Ali, Omar, can you hear me?
Yes, Miss.
Okay, great. Vinna, you're here? Okay. Are you ready for the exam?
I'm sorry.
Hi يا عمر. عمرو. مين اللي بيقول لي عمر؟ ازيك يا عمر؟
الحمد لله، أخبار حضرتك إيه يا مس؟
تمام. Are you better today?
الحمد لله. I'll just pray المغرب دلوقتي بس. I'll be back in 2
يلا
minutes.
يلا go and pray. يلا يا شباب open your cameras. Right. Today we're gonna start a new chapter, which is about money. But what is the meaning of money to start with? هل money, is it the physical money that we're using? Yeah, this is the banknotes and coins that we're using. It could be, and it is a lot of other things in addition to that. فهنا money is what? Money is a commodity which can be used as a medium of exchange. But anything that can be used as a medium of exchange will be called money. Okay, but it has got to be accepted for the purchase of goods and service. But anything accepted by people to buy goods and services, we call it money. And officially, money is the banknotes and the coins that we are having, that we're using nowadays. And these are called legal tender together. Banknotes and coins, they're called legal tender. But money could be gold as well, could be a bank account deposit, could be as well money. وكمان credit cards and checks are acting as money. Okay. طيب. يبقى what are the functions of money؟ يعني ايه كلمة function in English? Function, something that is functioning, يعني something that is performing. What is the perform? What does the money do؟ يبقى هنا what does the money do؟ يبقى function of money. نحاول نفكر نفسنا كده، لأن في function وفي characteristic. In this chapter I'll be taking the functions of money and I'll be taking the characteristics of money. فهنا functions of money is that what does it do? How is it helpful? How is it useful? What are the uses of money? طب أمال characteristics يا miss? How does it look like? Okay, what are its features? فهنا الأول هنتكلم على إيه؟ هنتكلم على functions of money. فهنا it acts as a medium of exchange. So it's a medium of exchange. إنه it's why عايزة أشوف كلمة it's recognized and it is acceptable. يبقى money acts as a medium of exchange. It is widely recognized by people and it is accepted as a means of payment for goods and services. So I have to see, if you are to explain to the examiner the medium of exchange, you have to tell him that it is recognized by people and that it is acceptable in return of the goods and services that we are purchasing. Okay. طب what else? What else? It's a measure of value. فit is a measure of value إنه this money is a unit of account. Okay, عايزة أشوف كلمة unit of account. This is part of the analysis of a measure of value as it measures the market value of different goods and services. يعني you go to buy a shirt, you find that that shirt is $10. خلاص $10, you're sure. What is it? What is the value that you have to pay in order to get that thing? It's far more efficient for trading purpose to express the price of goods in dollars rather than in any other object. يعني زمان in the past they were مثلا if you want to buy that shirt maybe they tell you مثلا 10 shells. Instead shells were used as a form of money. طب shells دي how do they look like? Are you talking about small shells in size ولا big shells ولا curved ones, curled one, whatever? Their shells are not uniform. They are not uniform. For which kind of shells are you talking about? Or for example, livestock. And I want a chicken in return of my shirt. But what kind of chicken? What is the weight of the chicken? Yani chicken that weighs like 1 kilogram is the same like another one that is weighing 3 kilograms for the shirt. It's not these historical means or historical things that acted as money were not efficient because they were not a unit of account. They were not standardized. It's a measure of value because it is a unit of account. It can be, and it is more efficient it is more efficient to express the value of an object in terms of a dollar, in terms of a pound, in terms of a dirham. It is a unit of account. This is what we are searching for when you are analyzing a measure of value. خلاص يبقى في key terms لازم تبقى موجودة الإكزام. medium of account, medium of exchange يعني it is recognized and acceptable. Measure of value, it's a unit of account. It is more efficient to use money rather than the other objects that used to act as money before. All the different forms, the previous forms were unsuccessful يعني they did not function as money. They were not successful in functioning, in doing the functions of money. Am I clear يا شباب؟ فاهميني؟
Yes.
تمام. الكاميراز تتفتح يا شباب. يلا يا شباب الكاميراز من فضلكم. It is also a store of value. طيب, again, in the past, they were using chicken or livestock. If I slaughter chicken, can it last for a long period of time? Okay, well, I have to use it immediately or else it will lose value. Okay, if I am using, they used livestock, they used salt, they used what else? Different types of food. They used to barter. Barter يعني exchange a good for a good. طب that other good that I am getting in return, can it last for a long period of time? يعني can I save a chicken for 2 years to use it after 2 years? I cannot. It doesn't. طب what about money? And can I store money for 2 years, 3 years? Yes, I can. يبقى هنا it's a store of value. It can hold its purchasing power over time. يعني the dollar is a dollar 10 years back. It was a dollar, and now it is a dollar. It has got the purchasing power of that dollar. You can keep its purchasing power over time. It can be stored and used later in the future. Like a chicken, you cannot store it for 10 years. Livestock, you cannot store it for 5 years. Money, therefore, gives firms and households the flexibility in timing. يبقى أنا عايزة أشوف إيه flexibility in timing of their sales. Okay, and their purchases, thus removing the urgency to trade straight away. If you are giving me chicken in return of this session, I have the urgency to trade it straight away. I have the urgency to use that chicken in my purchases, in my nearby purchases, because I know that the chicken will not last for a long period of time. Am I clear? Like, if you give me money, I can keep it for 10 years. no problem, nothing will happen to it. Still, I can use the same dollar for buying goods and services later on. Is that clear? Standard of deferred payment. Deferred payment يعني you pay later on. You get the product now, you pay later on, not you don't pay immediately. Okay, like if you buy a car, you pay on installments. This means that you are deferring the payment of certain installments. Defer يعني you are delaying. Okay, so standard of deferred payment, this means that the money is used as a standard for future deferred payments. So if you want to pay later on, you buy the product and you are paying on installments. There are installments that are to come after many years. فهنا it is a standard for doing this. Again, I cannot use chicken, I cannot use shells, I cannot use it. They will not store their value for a long period of time. Loans taken out today are repaid in money at some time in the foreseeable future. Both the dollar and the euro have been widely accepted as a standard for settling international debts. If you want to pay your debts, if you want to pay, then money will act as a standard of deferred payment. It is again widely acceptable. It's widely acceptable to use money later on. Okay? Later on to settle your debts. Type. Any question related to the functions of money? يبقى 4 functions of money. What are they? They are a medium of exchange. It is acceptable and recognized by people. It's a store of value. So it's a unit of account, a store of value, which means that it holds its purchasing power. So accordingly, it is flexible. Okay. It is a standard for deferred payment. Which a measure of value. Measure of value اللي هي unit of account. These are the 4 functions of money. طيب, what are the characteristics of money? Characteristics of money يعني how does it look like? Okay, how does it look like? Okay, فهنا what are the features in the money? Another word for characteristics could be features of money. For the first one is that it is durable. It lasts for so many years. They don't get rotten, they don't get torn, they don't get worn out. It lasts for many years. Money such as banknotes and coins should be fairly long lasting, okay, yet easily replaced if they become worn out. A typical bill, a $50 bill, okay, and $100 bill will last for 9 years before it needs replacement. يعني this is a very long period of time. Again, the chicken will not last for 10 years. The shells you get from the sea will not last for 10 years. They will be broken down. فهنا انه وكمان انه if you are coins, they can last up to 30 years. يبقى the coin can keep on circulating for 30 years without it being damaged, without it being worn out. فهنا it is durable. يبقى what are the features? It is durable. طيب, it is acceptable as well. So acceptability. Money is widely recognized and accepted as a medium of payment for goods and services. Legal tender is officially the official money of a country. Type. Other forms of money might be acceptable, such as tourists using US dollars, who called is universally acceptable as a form of money. If you want to pay somebody using gold instead of money, they will be accepting it. خلاص, it's acceptable. طيب, it is recognizable. Have you ever traveled abroad and even without knowing the currency of the country, you could recognize that this is money? يعني can you tell the difference between Kidzania money and the money that they are using in India?
Yes, miss.
even if you don't know هما إنديا بيستعملوا إيه؟ rubies. India بيستعملوا rubies. Even if you don't know how does the ruby look like, once you see it, you will recognize that this is money. But it has something in its looks that will give you the impression that it is money. You can identify that Kidzania money is not money. You can identify that the money for Monopoly is not money, that whatever. All these kinds of play money, you will know. You will get to know that this is play money. And yeah, you can differentiate between the real money and the play money. فهنا, why? Because it is recognizable. And you can recognize it. How? Tell me. I cannot tell you. بس we can recognize real money from fake one. People can do that. Okay, يبقى money is widely recognized and acceptable as a medium of exchange. فإنها recognized. Okay. Legal tender, خلاص قلنا legal tender of a country is its official money. Divisibility. Money is divisible. Money is a measure of value of goods and services. It must be divisible. يبقى هنا a cattle that they were using in the past was not divisible. يعني how can I pay you half a cow? You want to buy a house, and the price of the house is half a cow. طيب, okay, this means what? If I give you half a cow, I slaughter the cow, I give you half of it, then I have to urgently use the other half in my purchases. Okay, I cannot store it for a long period of time. It will be rotten. It will be rotten. I cannot do that. ففي مشكلة في divisibility. يعني I don't want to divide my whatever that money, the form of money like cows, for example. I don't want to divide it. طيب, okay, the money that we're having, it is divisible. يبقى cattle were used as money in some African nations during the later half of the 20th century. Cattle and livestock do not make useful money as they are not truly divisible. A third of a cow is not really useful for any trader. فهنا money in its form, and it's عادي that you pay $100 to the retailer, okay, in order to purchase a product that is worth $60, and he will return you the rest. The $40 are remaining, then you will get $40. يبقى هنا it is divisible. Uniformity and homogeneous, they all look the same. يبقى the legal tender of one country, they are identical. Okay, يبقى this means that the denominations of banknotes and coins will look virtually identical in terms of shape. يبقى they will be doing what? They will be looking identical in terms of shape, size, and design. يبقى هنا $50 will look alike everywhere worldwide. If it's $50, it will not differ. One paper will not differ from the other. However, the money of the past, the historical money like cows, like shells, like whatever, they come in different weights, in different size, in different forms, and so on. فهنا they are uniform, they are homogeneous. Money, in order for money to function well, it has got to be scarce. If you are using sand as a form of money, طب why would I accept the sand that you are paying me in return of the session, whereas I can go and get it myself from the beach? يعني I mean, if it's available, or I can go and get it from the desert. It's widely available. Why would I accept it as a medium of exchange? يبقى هنا money has got to be scarce. Okay, money has got to be scarce. It has got to be limited in supply in order for it to keep its value. Both seashells and salt have been used as money in the past, and they were not scarce. Anyone would not accept. Why would I accept your seashells? I will go and get my seashells myself from the sea. Okay. By contrast, silver and gold, they are scarce, but thus they are functioning well as forms of money. يبقى هنا the supply of money including banknotes, coins is regulated by country's central bank so that the money retains its value over time. If money is available in large quantities, and let's imagine إنه central bank decided إنه والله إنه to solve our economic problems, let's print more money. You cannot keep on printing more money without producing more output. يبقى هنا why is it so? Because you are printing more money but you're not producing more output. فهنا there will be inflation. There will be a higher demand on the products and the products are not available, then the prices will be high. طبعا inflation is not desirable. Inflation is not an economic objective. Actually, the economic objective is to reduce inflation, to tackle inflation. يبقى هنا if money is not scarce, then we'll fall into another problem, which is inflation. Okay? Another thing is portability. Imagine مثلا ان انت you had to trade in the past using seashells. فانت you have to have مثلا 2 boxes of seashells in order to pay for a house. These were not portable, not easily portable. لكن so they are heavy. يعني if you are using cows, you are using seashells, you are using whatever, they are heavy, they are not portable. فهنا it's not convenient. فهنا money must be conveniently portable. يبقى portable يعني I can easily carry it. Like البانك note, okay, الويت بتاعتها is very little. يعني just 1 gram for each and every bank note. Okay, a couple of grams for the coins. فهنا they are not heavy. It's easy for you to carry them from one place to another. They're not causing you a burden. لكن if I am using gold, if I am using silver, if I am using cattle, if I am using shells, كل دول are heavier. Okay? يبقى money must be conveniently portable. The weight of 1 banknote is 1 gram, and there are also other forms of money. For example, money in the bank account and the use of credit cards enable payments to be made electronically without using money. يبقى هنا money is not only cash, it is also money in the credit card, or money in the credit card. Okay, or your bank account is considered as money as well. Your debit card to use your bank account is considered to be money as well. Hey يا شباب. Questions? Questions?
No.
Money should be recognizable. People can easily see the item and identify or decide that this is money. As I told you earlier, if you're traveling to a new country, a country which you don't have an idea about their currency, you can easily identify their currency. You can easily recognize the currency. It's easy for you to find out. Okay. What are the characteristics of money? We have 7 characteristics. يعني إيه characteristics? We are describing the money. We're not describing what does the money do. يبقى هنا functions of money. What does it do? It's a medium of exchange. It's a unit of account. It's a store of value, and it is الأخيرة نسيتها. Store of value and standard of deferred payment. فهنا this is what does it do? How does it look like? Okay, it is durable, it is acceptable, it is divisible, it is uniform, scarce, portable, and recognizable. Bartering and the need for exchange rate. For bartering, what is the meaning of bartering? This is a system that used to be used by people historically in the past. And this is where you are exchanging a product or a service for another product or another service. You are exchanging a product for a product, not a product for money. هنا bartering is the act of swapping items in the exchange for other items through a process of bargaining and negotiating. Okay, one might trade 5 sacks of rice for 1 cow. فهنا this is bartering, one item for another item. طيب, what is the problem of bartering? Why in the past they failed to maintain that system as a monetary system? Because there was, in order to have bartering, you have to have a double coincidence of ones. يعني ايه a double coincidence of ones? يعني, for example, I am going to trade with Ali. Ali, are you there? Are you there in the session?
Yes, miss.
Okay, Ali wants to take the session with me, so I'm giving him a service, but he is going to pay me chicken instead. Okay, in return of my session, Ali will pay me chicken, but I don't want chicken. He wants my session, but I don't want to get paid in chicken. I want him to pay me bread. I will accept him to pay me bread. But he doesn't have bread. He only has chicken. Then I will not accept his offer. Then he goes and searches. Who out of you has got bread? فنلاقي إنه عمر عادل is having bread. And Omar Adil is having bread, and he is okay to accept chicken in return of bread. So now Omar and Ali can exchange. Ali can take the bread then and give it to me. It's a hassle. فهمتوا قصدي ايه؟ يبقى Ali is searching for, has got to search for somebody to exchange his chicken with bread so that he gets the bread in order to trade it with the service provider. فit is a hassle because it's hard to find it. It's hard to ensure that there is a double coincidence of ones. The second one is that divisibility. He wants to pay me in chicken and I want to, let's imagine, and the session is worth مثلا half a chicken, or he wants to pay half a chicken. But again, it's not divisible, and half a chicken is not meaningful. What will he do with the other half? يبقى half a sheep or 2/3 of chicken is not very useful for traders. Why? لأنه هي it gives you the urgency if خلاص let's imagine إن حصل coincidence of wants ولقينا the trader that is accepting our products. Then still it's a problem because of the divisibility. The product is not divisible. The product I'm using is not divisible. Portability, again, as I told you, portability is a problem. And you have to keep on carrying مثلا 10 chickens in order to get 10 other products. That's not practical. But you have, if you carry 1,000 in your pocket, if you carry $1,000 in your pocket, you can spend them on whatever pleases. You don't have to carry a heavy thing in order to trade. يبقى compare the portability of a sheep or a fish with that of a paper money. Which one is more portable? You don't have to carry tons. You don't have to carry tons of the other products in order to have to use them as money. You only carry few banknotes, and you find that the weight of them will not reach 100 grams. Is that clear, يا شباب? Any problems with the bartering system?
No,
No.
Okay. These problems بتوع double coincidence of wants with divisibility or portability, it led the economists worldwide, it led the countries worldwide to use another commodity, which is money, that will not have these disadvantages. Okay, but they used other things like shells, like grains, like cloth, okay, precious metals like gold and silver, and all of them they failed except for the metals. All of the other commodities failed to be a form of money except for the precious metal. لأنه الميتال ده on its own it is carrying a value. Okay, فذات ends ال characteristics will functions along with the problems with the barter system. طيب, now we will be discussing the functions of a commercial bank. طيب, الأول you have to know that there are two types of banks in each and every country, two categories of banks in each and every country. The first category is a commercial bank. The second category is a central bank. For a commercial bank, this is the bank where you people deal with. If you are using your ATM machine, you are using a commercial bank. If you are borrowing money from the bank, it's from the commercial bank. If you are paying money to the bank, it is again to the commercial bank. Okay, a commercial bank is a retail bank that provides financial services. A retail bank that provides financial services to its customers, such as accepting saving deposits and approving bank loans. Okay, it provides financial services such as saving. Where do you save your money? A lot of people will save their money in banks. And from where do you borrow? A lot of people will again borrow from the bank. All commercial banks are responsible for maintaining the deposit of their account holders. يبقى هنا I have account with the bank. I will have to ensure that your account is maintained, is kept, is not lost, is not stolen. The transactions are socially and legally governed by the central bank. The central bank is there. It is supervising the work of all commercial banks, ensuring that nothing goes wrong when it comes to money. Functions of the commercial bank can be split into two categories. Primary functions. Primary functions اللي هي accepting deposits or making advances. Okay, و secondary function. Secondary function اللي هي زي paying your bills. Okay, and a secondary function. يبقى عندي two functions of the commercial bank. Primary function و secondary function. What is the primary function? The primary function is that to accept your deposits. You want to save your money, where will you save it? You have to save it in a bank. فهنا, or else what? Or else it will be stolen. Okay, you want to borrow. From where would you borrow? Maybe people will not lend you. They don't know about you. Like in the bank will lend you, and they will take their precautions. They will take their own measures to ensure that you are capable of repaying the money back. يبقى commercial banks, they accept deposits from their customers. Deposit يعني you keeping the money in the bank. Saving احنا بنقول عليها ايه? Sometimes we save money in the bank. بنكون مثلا نحط الفلوس بتاعتنا في saving account. Okay, or maybe in a central, or maybe in a current account. يبقى saving account where you give the money to the bank. The bank will save it to you and will give you an interest, interest charges over the money that you are saving with them. So this is one form of an account. اسمها time deposit. Okay, time deposit يعني you are giving the money to the bank and telling the bank that you will be keeping it with them for a long period of time. Okay, and in return you will be earning interest rate, or it could be you are saving the money in a sight deposit which is payable on demand and there is no charges. And a sight Okay, or sometimes they call it current account, and in this situation you don't get and you are to take your money at immediately if you ask for that, and you're not to earn any interest over the money that you are saving with the bank. Like in time deposit, you're not to pay immediately to get the money immediately. Okay, you have to wait at least to keep it with the bank at least 6 months before you can get it back, and you're earning interest. Like time deposit tend to attract higher rates of interest for deposit holders than sight deposit. خلاص يبقى هنا you are getting a high rate of interest. This is the extra money you get above your savings. Businesses, they deposit their cash in commercial banks, okay, for convenience of their own financial operations, such as paying wages. They keep their money in the bank, and then when it's time to pay the wages, the money will be transferred from the bank account of the company and directly to the bank accounts of the employees without any interference from the company. The bank will automatically do this on their behalf. Okay. But it is accepting deposits. It could be side deposit, time deposit. Time deposit has a low or no interest rate to be paid to the customer. Like it's time deposit has got you can get paid interest rate, so you're benefiting. Okay. It can make advances. يعني they give you loans. يبقى هنا second function is that they are giving you loans, making advances. طب when do people borrow? They borrow when they want to purchase an expensive item. I want to purchase a house, I want to purchase a car, and so on, and I cannot pay in cash, then I will be taking a bank loan. I will get the loan, pay for the item now, and then I will be returning the money with interest rate or interest charges to the bank. What are the kinds of advances, but what kinds of loans are there? There could be a mortgage. A mortgage, this is a loan in order for you to get a house. This has got to be a residential property. Okay, or maybe it's a commercial property. يبقى هنا you are buying a house, you're buying a flat, you are buying a property, you are getting a mortgage. يعني ايه mortgage بقى؟ يعني the bank will buy you the house, will buy the house for you. يبقى who's paying the full amount of the house now? Let's imagine that this is a house that is worth $1 million. The bank will go and pay the owner of the house or the construction company the 1 million in cash. Okay, for the bank paying the money in cash, and then you are to pay the full amount of money to the bank with interest charges. But this is a bank loan, and it is secured against the building that you are buying. Is that clear? A mortgage is the bank goes and buys the house for you. You pay the bank the price of the house, but on installments with interest charges over a long period of time. This could be 15 years. So mortgage, is it clear? Another type of a loan is an overdraft. What is a loan overdraft? You have to have an account with the bank. يبقى هنا let's imagine that you are having مثلا 100,000 in the bank. You own, okay, and this money is deposited in the bank. You have 100,000 deposited in the bank, and then what? And then when you want to withdraw your money, you're allowed to overdraw your money, your bank account. يعني you withdraw 120,000. You are given the chance to withdraw 120,000. Okay? يبقى هنا mortgage هيبقى overdraft. What is it? You own money in the bank. You're holding money. You're depositing money in the bank. Let's say you are having 100,000 deposited in the bank, but you can withdraw up to 120,000. And I am making up the numbers. Okay, it's not necessarily 120 and 120. I'm making up the numbers. فاللي هما you own certain amount of money, it's deposited in the bank. You can overdraw, you can withdraw more money. طب you will be paying interest charges. You are paying interest charges on the full amount? No, only on the 20,000, and 20,000 is the borrowed amount. Like 100 is yours. طب you are going to repay the full amount? Like you will be repaying the overdrawn amount, like 20,000 as well. Yeah, but this allows registered customers, registered, and you have a bank account in the bank, to withdraw more money than they actually have in the bank. Tani, what are we studying? We are studying the functions of the commercial bank. Okay, we are studying the primary function of the commercial bank. What does the commercial bank do? It accepts deposits. What else? It makes advances. So accepting deposits, so these are primary functions. بعدين what does they do as well? They do credit creation. What is credit creation? And you hear about people using their credit cards. They are using their credit cards. Are they buying from their own money? No, they are not buying from their own money. They are buying from borrowed amounts of money. You don't have, if you are credit creation, you don't have to have a bank account. You don't have to have a bank account in this bank. Okay, you only make an agreement with the bank that allows you to get a card. Via that card, you will make it purchases, and then you will be repaying. These purchases are borrowed money from borrowed money. You don't have money in the bank. You don't own money. Hannah, you are making an agreement with the bank that you will be using this card for your purchases, and then you will be paying the bank later on. فهنا this is related to what? This will increase the supply of money. What is the effect on this on the economy? It will increase the supply of money in the economy by making money available to borrowers. You are making money available to borrowers. فthis means يعني we are creating a greater demand in the country. مش كده ولا ايه؟ يعني I mean if I don't own money, يعني كان زمان يقولوا لنا you don't have money then you don't buy. Our parents, they used to tell us, so you don't have money, then you shouldn't buy. But nowadays, no, it's not the same. Even if I don't have money, I still can do purchases. But how? Using the credit card. فهنا the credit card is increasing the supply of money in the economy, increasing demand on certain goods and services. The producers will not fail due to people not having money. لا, خلاص, the people will be using the credit card to make purchases, and they will be deferring these payments. They will pay, but later on. يبقى clear, يبقى credit card is different than the debit card. The credit card, you are borrowing. Debit card, you are using your bank account to make purchases, but instead of having the money in the pocket, you are directly transferring the money to the bank account of the business you are buying products from. Credit allows the borrower or the debtor to gain purchasing power now with the promise to pay later. You are promising the bank to pay later in the future. You don't have money, but you're doing this. يبقى credit creation enables commercial bank to generate considerable purchasing power from their cash deposits. يبقى there will be some purchasing power in the country. يعني instead of having no demand on goods and services as people cannot afford it, لا. Even if you don't afford it, the bank is helping creating demand on certain producers. Why is it so? Because it's allowing people to pay now, to buy now and pay later on. Buy now from the money that belongs to this commercial bank. طيب. هل الcentral bank does it do the same functions? No, they don't. Central bank, this is the bank of the banks, this is the main bank in the country. It doesn't provide the credit cards or credit facilities to consumers. يبقى consumers, they can get credit facilities only from the commercial bank. يبقى the commercial bank is responsible for the demand in the country. It is creating a greater aggregate demand, greater total demand on goods and services. It's helping to create that kind of demand. يبقى what can distinguish a commercial bank from a commercial bank from a central bank? The central bank is the one that is responsible for printing the money. A commercial bank cannot do that. يبقى central bank, this is the bank that is owned by the government يا شباب. A central bank, none of you can use the central bank for your personal activities. You want to purchase products, you want to deposit money, you want to borrow, you cannot do that using the commercial bank. Using the central bank. Central bank is the one that is owned by the government. So it's the government's bank, and it is the bank of the banks. يعني ايه؟ يعني only those who can deal with the central bank, حتى من اسمه central, the main. So only the ones that can deal with the central bank are the commercial banks. طب why؟ ما هو أصل do you know that the commercial bank is a business? Do you know this? It is owned by people in the private sector. يعني ممكن انتوا كده تقرروا عمرو وريان وعلي and all of you may decide to create your own commercial bank. ما أنا بقول لكم it's a business that is owned by shareholders. So you people can have your own commercial bank. What are the activities that you are doing? You are providing services. You're providing services for people to keep the money in your bank. When accepting deposits, you're providing services of loaning people. You are giving advances. You're providing services of credit creation. فهمتوا حاجة؟ In return of what? In return of money. Is that clear?
Yes, miss.
يبقى تاني the commercial bank is just like a business. بالضبط زي السيشن دي. السيشن دي is providing you with a service. A commercial bank كمان will provide you with a service. هنا it's a teaching service. Okay, a commercial bank is depositing your money, services to accept deposits, services to give you loans, services to create credit creation. طيب, okay, any business that is providing a product or a service could be indebted, could be not having enough cash, could be having liquidity issues. So in this situation, احنا كنا بنقول في البيزنس ايه? If you're having liquidity issues, you can go and borrow from the bank, take a bank loan. طب أنا commercial bank هستلف من مين? If I want to take a bank loan, this is a business that could be out of cash, running out of cash. طب هنستلف منين؟ من السنترال بانك. فهمتوا؟ يبقى لما نيجي نقول central bank is the bank of the banks, It's the lender of the last resort. Lender, it lends who? It lends the commercial banks. A commercial bank can borrow from where? From the central bank. The central bank, it issues banknotes and coins. It is the lender of the last resort. It is lending other banks, and it is the one that is implementing the government decisions. If the government decided to increase the interest rate to become 15%, then this decision will be taken through the commercial bank. باقي الأرض. Yeah, I found it. طيب the secondary function يبقى احنا اتفقنا مهمة قوي ال primary و secondary functions يا شباب. يبقى the primary function of the commercial bank is what? It's accepting deposits. It is making advances. It is doing credit creation. These are the primary functions of the commercial bank. Accepting deposits, giving advances, credit creation. This is the primary function. What is the secondary function? The secondary function could be collection and clearing checks on behalf of the client. And they will be, let's imagine that you are supposed to be earning a check from the business. The business is giving you a bonus, and this bonus is via a check. So you go and deposit that check, and they will be collecting it from the business and placing it in your bank account. Or this is your work check, your paycheck. For you gain the paycheck, you deposit the paycheck in the bank, and the bank will claim that money from the other business and put it in your bank account. Yes, no? Instead of you going to the other bank, to the let's imagine I have a check from the HSBC. Instead of me going to the HSBC and withdrawing the money from over there and having to wait in a long queue, I will not do that. I will go to my own bank, give them the check, and they will be collecting it from the other bank, HSBC. Clear? Clear يا شباب, collecting and clearing the checks on the behalf of the client?
Yes, Miss, clear.
Yes.
This is the secondary function. It is offering additional functional service such as tax advice. Sometimes عشان abroad, not everyone is paying taxes. Some people will be exempted from taxes. So هنا they will give you advice. Does the money that you have, is it eligible? Are you eligible for an exemption or not? What is the amount of money that is taxable and what is the amount of money that is not taxable? Not all your income is taxed. Could be there is an amount of your income that is taxable and an amount that is not taxable. In this situation, the commercial bank will help you to find out about these, will help you find out how to fill the tax forms, and they will give advice related to that. Foreign exchange dealings. When we have dirhams, you want to change the dirhams into dollars. How do you do it? You have to go to a commercial bank and give him the dirhams, and he will give you the dollars. That's the point. And هم offering additional services such as tax advice and such as exchange dealings and buying and selling of shares of the companies in the stock exchange market. Not everyone can do that. This is only a commercial. And this is tax advice and exchange rate dealings. This is done by the commercial bank as well. Safety deposits for customers to safeguard highly valued possessions. يعني you are having مثلا a diamond ring that is worth مثلا $100,000. You don't want to keep it at home because you're afraid that it will be stolen. So you keep it in a deposit in the bank account. Clear? يبقى هنا safety deposit box. You are important documents, important documents, important products, and whatever, you can leave them in your safety deposit. Providing money transfer facilities, such as transferring money to overseas bank accounts or paying various bills such as electricity and gas bill. Sometimes people are having this agreement with the bank, or they're signing a form where their bills will be automatically paid. The bank will automatically pay your mobile bill will from your bank account will automatically pay your mobile, your electricity at home, and whatever. فهنا this is important. Providing credit card facilities for convenience of customers, both private individual and commercial clients. فهنا you are doing this as well. You are allowing the credit card to take place. Internet banking facilities, again, providing internet banking facilities such as online bill payment, online bank transfer, and between bank accounts, and online purchase of shares and foreign currencies. Okay. يبقى providing internet banking facilities, يعني you can from home you can open your bank, you can open the website بتاعت البنك, have your bank account, transfer the money, pay your dues, pay for the electricity company, pay for the rent of your house, and so on, by transferring the money to the different institutions. Okay.
Okay, sir. Miss.
ماشي اوكي. طيب السنترال بانك اتفقنا ان هو ايه؟ اتفقنا ان هو خلاص خلصنا commercial bank. Commercial bank, this is a bank that we people can deal with. لكن central bank, as I told you, this is the bank that belongs to the government, and this is the bank of the banks. يبقى who can deal with the central bank? It's only commercial banks, and it's only the government. يبقى the central bank of a country is the monetary authority that oversees and manages the nation's money supply and banking system. It is responsible for the money supply. How? But via controlling the interest rate. If they are increasing the interest rate, then people will not borrow. Interest rate is high. يعني instead of paying 10% more to the bank, I will have to pay 15% more, 5% more. The interest charges are changing from 10% to become 15%, which means what? If I borrowed $100, I have to return them 115 instead of 110. فهنا in this situation, what will happen? If the interest rate is increasing, then people will borrow less. يبقى borrowing will be less. People بس businesses as well. And the money supply in the economy will be less. This will reduce the money supply in the economy. And the opposite is true. If the interest, and why they will borrow less? Then they find that the cost of borrowing is increasing. The interest charges are high, so the cost of borrowing is increasing. Clear? فهنا borrowing is decreasing because the interest rate is high, so they will not borrow. فهنا supplying the money will be limited, will be less. The whole opposite is true. If the interest rate is decreased, then you pay less to the bank now. So you'll benefit if you borrow. Then this will increase the borrowing. If it's increasing the borrowing, supply of money is increased. A lot of people is available with a lot of money is available with people and with other businesses. A lot of people will borrow. ليه؟ لأن you find that it's cheaper to borrow now. So if I want to buy my car my dream car, it's time for me to buy it. If I want to buy buy a house or whatever, it will be time لأن the interest charges are getting less. Questions? طيب, I will stop it here. Next time we can start from the functions of money. Can start from the importance of the central bank. And you are supposed to be taking the quiz today, and I will either send it today or tomorrow because I have very urgent things to do. I'm not sure whether I'll be able to send today or not. If I'm sending today, well and good. If I'm not, then I will send early in the morning tomorrow, يا شباب. Any questions before we leave?
No, miss.
Okay. If no questions, then we can leave.
Bye, miss.
Bye. Yes, Minna, I understand that you cannot take the exam today. No one will take the exam today. I'm saying it's either I will be sending it very late or maybe tomorrow. Very late at night, so you will not be able to do it anyway. Okay? So get ready for tomorrow, Yemen. Having problems? Having questions? Okay. Yalla, have a good evening.